Africa is an intriguing continent which easily captivates hearts. Several years ago, Britta and Frank Bauchowitz, a German couple based in Berlin, lost their hearts to Africa. Since that time, their lives have not been the same. Africa is made up of 54 nations, the smallest of them having an entire population less than the city of Munich. In summer 2009, Britta and Frank made their first visit to Swaziland, a tiny kingdom located between South Africa and Mozambique. They set off in a Land Rover from the capital of Mbaban, reaching their destination of Lubana in 40 minutes. There they encountered firsthand scenes out of the news, such as children fetching drinking water for the family out of a nearby polluted river. The job is very strenuous, a daily chore of carrying the water several kilometers to their huts. Despite the challenges of poverty they face, the children usually appear cheerful and friendly. Here they set off on their journey, a 2-hour hike every day to reach the nearest school. The path is a narrow and tedious one through the mountains. When they arrive, the little ones are often tired and hungry, since they rarely receive any breakfast. Not all school-age children in Loban are able to attend school. Many are too weak to make the 4-hour walk a day. Others are unable to go because their parents cannot afford the school fees. These were Britta and Frank's initial impressions of Swaziland. Since then, they have visited several times.
When family members come together again after a long time of absence, there's a lot of joy among them. When the propeller-driven airplane lands at the small airport of Masafa, there are at least 10 people awaiting our arrival. It's not unusual for a few tears of joy to run down our faces. Through Pastor Petrus Nakambule, his wife Nancy, and their children Sam, Musi and Bongani, our family has simply gotten bigger. We also have regular contact with our friends in Swaziland, South Africa, Uganda and Burundi.
Frank's friend, Pastor Petrus, sacrifices his entire free time and part of his income as a television technician to help the people of Lubana. The groceries being distributed here by his wife Nancy were purchased from collections taken at their church. This means that the poor give what little they have, so that the poorest among them do not have to starve. Occasionally, Petrus is given second-hand clothing to pass on to the numerous children of the church. Welfare or other state support is not available, nor are there international organizations working in this area. Without Petros and Nancy's efforts, around 1,000 poor and hungry people would not receive any help at all. It's a very special occasion for the children when they get to eat until their tummies are full. Unfortunately, this chance does not come often. Here the children say a special thank you for the meal with their singing and clapping. Yet in Lubana there are still several things missing, common to most of us. For example, no public transportation, no clean drinking water, no electricity, and no light. Despite their situation, the people of Lubana have found fellowship through the little church and hope for the future through their Christian faith.
Britta and I have begun supporting people in Swaziland in the past few years. We have covered the cost for schooling for Nontokoso, Bandila and Seville, and have contributed toward the building costs for a new church building made out of brick. In addition, we have made a Land Rover available for Pastor Petros to use so that on rainy days he can travel safely to the church in Lubane and can reach people living in huts in the outlying region.
Britta and Frank desire to do more. For example, set plans in motion for projects to help the Africans help themselves. These should be long-term, ecological, encouraging creativity, and showing a great measure of innovation. These projects fall under social business and meet Africans at eye level, enabling them to take steps in becoming self-sufficient instead of receiving handouts. Our first project is a special type of micro-franchising. Instead of simply giving solar lamps to one family, we train people in becoming sales representatives. They then work as franchisees, using the mother lamp, so to speak, to sell many solar lamps to many families. This means that every donation made to us has a strong multiplication factor. Each gift is a blessing in many ways and many times over. The natives of Swaziland and rural areas eat primarily corn products. This is because planting vegetables in the open air rarely produces successful crops. Either the sun is too hot or there is too much rain. We would like to use part of our donations to supply needy churches in the country with plastic tents. For this first phase of the project, the church members would be instructed in this method for planting and harvesting vegetables. In the second phase, we would make microcredits available to people who would like to buy their own tents to raise vegetables. Once again, we see here that each donation has a strong multiplication factor. Over time, many people benefit from each tent which has been donated and implemented. As already mentioned, not all children in Lobana have the chance to attend school. Most of them live in the simplest of huts, which suffer from leaky roofs. Using donated funds, we can buy a machine in Johannesburg to be used directly at the building site to produce bricks. These bricks are produced quite reasonably with very little cement, an expensive ingredient. The bricks are also interlocking and need almost no mortar. This means the much-needed school building in Lobana would cost only a total of 50,000 euros. A house with 50 square meters of living space would cost around 5,000 euros. The multiplication factor of donated sums is also at work here. Once the school has been built, the brick machine can be sold to a company for building low-cost houses. For the children of Lobana, the benefits are twofold. They gain a school building to learn in and a weatherproof house to live in. If you would like to learn more about our projects with the multiplication factor, then visit our website shown on the screen. If you live in Germany, you can also help immediately by making a €5 charity donation per text message. Simply dial the number 81190 and type in the word Herz. Many thanks for your time and your interest.